Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Eileen. Welcome to Eileen's World. I wanted to give myself a break from trying on makeup, and also I'm waiting for some packages to arrive, so we'll be having some new makeup videos coming soon. But in the meantime, I had so much fun making my luxury handbag collection video, my luxury shoe collection video, so I wanted to bring it back to something like that. So today, we are going to be going over my luxury regrets. So if you're nosy and you want to find out what luxury products that I have regret purchasing, then just keep watching. I think it'll be really fun for us to kind of go through some of the items that I have purchased in the past that I no longer have and even regret buying. So consider this video a financial help video. It's also educational as well, and maybe you'll learn a thing or two and and save money along the way. So let's get started. The first item that I wanted to talk about is the one that stuck out to me the most when I thought of things that I've purchased in the past that I regret, and it's going to be the Gucci Marmont belt. And I'll put all the pictures, on the side. Clearly, I don't own these items anymore, and I've happily sold all of them, so it's not like I completely lost all my money. This is one of those things where I never thought I liked something like that, but at the point of time a couple years ago when it was really popular, like all of the bloggers that I followed, like the ones that I really looked up to and the ones that I thought had a really amazing style, all of them had it. So I bought it, and it's $490, so it's expensive. And I had it for a couple years, and I wore it a couple times, and I realized this is not my style. And I think the lesson in that purchase is that just because everyone else is wearing it and people that I think have good style are wearing it, doesn't mean it's right for me. So the next items, I've actually grouped it all together because there's just so many in here. And that's going to be designer shoes that just don't fit my lifestyle, fit my feet, fit the width of my feet. Starting off with the first shoe regret, it's going to be the Saint Laurent New Pied sandal. These were $595. The reason why I actually bought these shoes was because truly what I wanted was the Hermes Orange sandals, right? And those were $700 or something. And at the time I was working at Saint Laurent, so yes, I got a discount, but it doesn't mean these things are cheap or free. So I didn't want to pay the full price for the Hermes sandal, so what I did was I bought the Saint Laurent sandal as a dupe. Well, one, they were so uncomfortable. The front toe box of the shoe is so narrow and small. It was really painful for me to wear them. And I think after wearing them for the summer, I ended up selling them and I got pennies back. The lesson in that shoe is don't buy a designer dupe for another designer item. If you can afford to, just buy the item. So now it's I paid even more because eventually I bought those Hermes sandals and I love them. The next shoe that I have is these really adorable Chanel slingbacks, and I bought these on the real. I can't remember how much I paid for them, but they were still a couple $100s. I knew that Chanel shoes were narrow. These black slingbacks, they had the Chanel embroidered in the toe box, and when I got them in, I got them resold, and I never wore them because the toe box was so small that my wide feet looked absolutely ridiculous in them. The lesson in that purchase is don't buy shoes when you know that designer makes really narrow shoes. The next shoes that I regret buying are just pretty much any designer high heel. Anything that isn't a platform is a regret. And I'm pretty sure that these shoes that I'm about to name is the reason why I eventually had to get surgery last year. So a couple of the shoes that I regret buying and owning are going to be the YSL Tribute shoes. And yes, everyone says they're so comfortable. And you know, they probably are the most comfortable of these shoes that I'm about to name, but they're really not my style. I don't know who I was trying to be. Another shoe is the Saint Laurent Jane, which was a strappy sandal. And if you have wide feet, you know that strappy sandals do nothing for your feet. The Paris pump was a pump, no platform in the bottom, very hard for me to stand in all day in. So the lesson is comfort over everything. The last couple of items in the shoe umbrella that I regret are designer sneakers. I have 3 pairs that I'm going to talk about, and they're so similar. It's almost like I can't believe I made the same mistake 3 times. The first time, shame on me. Second time, shame on me again. So the first pair of designer sneakers that I got were the Saint Laurent Stor sneakers. Oh my God. I don't know what these shoes, okay, I do know what these shoes are made of. They're made of leather, and just breaking them in was so painful. The tongue on that shoe is like, it's leather, and it took so long for it to break in and soften. It would literally cut my, you know, part of my foot. So clearly I didn't learn my lesson after those Stor sneakers. And then they launched these really cool embroidered sneakers. And at this point, my feet were having major issues. Like, I was going to the podiatrist for like weird stuff happening to my foot. So I'm like, I need comfortable shoes for work. I even got a doctor's note because at that time we weren't even allowed to wear sneakers on the sales floor. I had to loosen up the laces so much that they literally look like, you know, skate shoes, like Etnies or whatever they were back in the day, where the tongue was so voluminous. That's what the shoes look like. And if I can find a picture, I will actually put it up here so you guys can see. And then I ended up getting another pair of white sneakers from Saint Laurent, and they were the Andy sneakers. These are $550. All of these sneakers were $550 to $595. Anyway, long story short, it wasn't any more comfortable. I don't know why I kept on putting myself through this kind of pain. The lesson in this is that there's no sneaker that's more classic than like a Converse, and those are, I don't know, like $50. So I cannot and will not and should not spend any more than that on a pair of sneakers. Ever. Anymore. Moving on to the last category, and that's going to be handbags. And typically, I would like to say that I do a pretty good job with handbags because, you know, those often cost a lot more than like shoes or like accessories. So I really do, it's really well thought out. And I consider myself to be a pretty smart person. But I've definitely had my fair share of regrets. And I love Chanel bags. And unfortunately, there were 2 styles that I have bought and used and ended up selling. So the first one is the Chanel Surf Tote. It's called the Surf Executive Tote. I'm like, this is the perfect work bag. It's too big. I don't carry that much stuff to work or every day in my life. And I think if you look at my luxury handbag collection, aside from the Dior oblique tote, most of the bags are like medium to small. And I also got the Chanel vintage bucket bag in this beautiful red color. There's no pockets to kind of like separate your things, and then everything just gets lost in there. And the strap was like crossbody, but the bag was too big to be a crossbody. I eventually got rid of that, and I haven't missed it since. The next couple of bags are going to be from Saint Laurent. The first one, I made the mistake twice, and that's the Sac de Jour in the baby size. The first one that I got was in this really pretty gray color, and then after I had it, I realized that I didn't like the gray color. They launched this faux croc one with gold hardware. You know, I love gold hardware, and the croc looks so beautiful. It almost looked like real croc. One, I hate the bag because it doesn't have like a top closure. So anytime like it's in my car and I put it in the passenger seat, if I'm driving, everything just falls over. The lesson in that is that I'm not going to buy a bag that doesn't have a top top zipper or top closure because things just get really wild when I'm driving. So no more. The last bag that I have is the Saint Laurent Sunset bag. I was gonna go on a work trip to New York, so I really wanted to go with a new bag, so I bought that one. I think in less than a year, I sold it because one, I don't like silver hardware. Most of my bags are in gold. It's like a medium-sized bag, but when you open it up, the way that they have the dividers organized, it actually doesn't give you a lot of space to put things in. So that I didn't like about it. So the lesson is, don't buy bags in hardware that you don't like. So that is it, guys. Those are all of the items that I have purchased and own and regret. But you know, the nice thing is that in the world that we live in now, you can, if you keep things in a very good condition, they have some sort of resale value, so it's not a complete loss. So I hope you guys found this video helpful and educational, and let me know down in the comments below what your luxury regrets were, or if there's something that I mentioned that you own and got rid of, or if I help you from not buying the item. Let me know down in the comments below, and I'll see you guys in my next video.